Ricada Law covering the, I think, deposition of Ron Toye. It is hysterical. Check out this chat. This guy is, the Ron Toye character is unbelievable levels of soy. Anyway, I was reading the Mary Sue today because if you want, it's not a lot of people find cringe very, very funny. And if this is one of the best sources, the Mary Sue comic book resources, Bleeding Cool. It's so I like it. I like reading propaganda, basically. Anyway, I found this article about Julie K. Brown, the journalist who broke Jeffrey Epstein cover-up story, is getting the praise she deserves, and basically by Vivian Kane. The article is about the United States versus Epstein. He's a convicted child abuser and a billionaire. But it's kind of funny because he doesn't seem to work very often. And so someone was saying, well, he's a big finance guy, but he's not really putting in the hours. So the money flow doesn't really make sense. Anyway, so this whole article talks about the issue. I'm sure everyone's very, very familiar with this guy by now. He was convicted in 2007. And there's a double jeopardy issue coming up now. But the whole article talks about how the reporter who broke the story, you've got to give her thanks. She helped break the story. Credit where credit is due. Very, very interesting. It was a result of a local investigative the journalism by one of Miami's finest at JKB Journalist. Subscribe to Miami Herald. Okay, great. She's helping to put the Epsteins and the Weinsteins and all those, there's kind of this sleazy Hollywood, this whole collection of rich and powerful people are finally, sometimes they get caught, sometimes they're being held accountable. Great. So for now, at least, she's getting her due credit on Twitter. Well, I'm sure that really pays the bills. Brianna Wu chimes in. Brianna Wu. Okay, giving Julie Brown credit. And that's the reporter. Okay, so hats off to her. She's holding these people's feet to the fire. But then I clicked on one of these. These are all these Twitters, and if you click on this, it'll take you to Twitter. All well and good. Takes you to Connie Schultz's page, and they continue to blow smoke up her dress. Fair enough. But then someone mentions that Mike Cernovich actually started the situation. Another thing they're talking about is, I guess Trump made some comment about reporters being jerks. And so these people are taking this, the Epstein case, and they're trying to use it to dunk on Trump because Trump, had some, he didn't like the reporters. Fair enough. I just realized I have paint on my thumbnail. So if that's what you see, it's paint and primer. I hadn't washed it off yet. So they take the opportunity to dunk on Trump, and they kind of take the opportunity to dunk on men, but they don't really take the opportunity to dunk on the whole kind of Hollywood thing with the what's this guy's name, Weinstein. Well, Weinstein is just one. He's just the tip of the iceberg. He's just one scumbag out of many. And what's kind of weird is there's not a lot of people calling out these people, the Epsteins, the Weinsteins, these people who hurt women and children. Because the thing is that they're on the left. 90% of them are on the left. And 90% of these abusers, they hate Trump with a passion. So for these people these people are all left wingers, to call out their own the people on their own side, it kind of looks like Trump is scoring a point. Okay, so they're just continually just saying how great she is, but then someone mentions that Mike Cernovich actually. This is interesting. Very inspired. Jen Moore is another example. This is Jenny Moore. You might not have heard of her. Jenny, a.k.a. Task Force, was a journalist investigating child trafficking by the D.C. elite, including Bill Clinton. She was found dead. How many retweets or likes do you think this will get? Oh, one one. Because you're mentioning Bill Clinton, and you can't mention Bill Clinton. Though, since Hillary is kind of out of the picture now, maybe more and more people will come out against her. Anyway, so turns out that Cernovich's guy broke the story. Wonder Woman, oh, great. Very few people are giving her credit. Look out, Woodward and Bernstein. Isn't Bernstein the guy who went after Soph, the girl who's telling jokes online? He doxed her and harassed her. So you're holding Bernstein up as a journalist to be respected? No. Pulitzer Prize? Yeah, probably. Okay, what about Cernovich and his lawsuit? So it turns out that Cernovich actually was the one who broke the story on this. And of course, the real credit must go to Mike at Cernovich, because he started it. And so Cody Johnson chimes in and says, Cernovich blocked me years ago, but I see he's trying to take credit for Epstein's arrest because of a motion he filed in 2017. So maybe you want to expand on that motion he filed in 2017. I guess Cernovich is an independent reporter. The only thing I know about him is he was a guy who went after James Gunn. He released some of James Gunn's tweets that Gunn hadn't deleted. He's the guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy. You all know that. And it turns out that James Gunn's tweets were very, very disturbing. There's yeah, I get there were jokes, but you only joke about, it's like people who tell racist jokes nonstop, and they're probably, they're not technically racist, but it's like you kind of look at them funny and raise an eyebrow. Anyway, James Gunn was making jokes about children, dozens of jokes about children. If you make one very blue joke about peeing on a kid's head, maybe once a year, all right, fine, it's a joke. He made a ton of deeply creepy jokes, and that was only one example. It's only one example I can actually even say on YouTube about hurting children, about doing things with children. It was, I mean, the kind of stuff that make you sick to your stomach. So the people, and James Gunn, I guess, probably also hated Trump. So the people on the left kind of defended Gunn, saying these were jokes. But you can Google or use DuckDuckGo, find his jokes online. They were evil in and of themselves. Okay, so Cernovich went after Gunn and got him. Really, nothing happened. They said they fired Gunn, but then they rehired him. So obviously nothing happened to him. Cernovich blocked me years ago. I see he's trying to take credit for Epstein's arrest because of a motion he filed in 2017. I wonder what that motion was. Don't let him. His goal was to intimidate one of Epstein's victims. You must be a mind reader. He filed a motion on Epstein. His goal was to... What kind of twisted world is it where you believe that Cernovich is trying to protect the victim of Epstein, as opposed to going after Epstein himself? How blinded by hate you must be. According to the response in opposition to Cernovich's motion to unseal documents filed by, so it's kind of a FOIA thing, I guess. Documents filed by some Italian guy. Attorneys state that Cernovich is attempting to unseal documents that were sealed under an order intended to protect Giruffi. The opposition documents further states that Cernovich's motion to unseal mirrored earlier motions to unseal filed by celebrity attorney and close personal friend Alan Dershowitz, who was also named as being involved with Epstein's sex ring, and that Cernovich is acting as Dershowitz's proxy. Mighty tall claim. They also noted how Cernovich has been a pro-RAPE advocate. Please provide a source for that. If you say James Gunn is just joking, then don't you have to give Cernovich the same benefit of the doubt that he's also most likely joking? As well as Cernovich's relationship with Dershowitz, most notably Dershowitz's appearance on Cernovich's movie Silence. Okay, whatever. You, obviously, Mr. Cody Johnson, I'd love to take a look at your face. It looks like a total soy boy. Has a hard-on for these guys. So anyway, Cernovich... allegedly, I don't want to give him undue credit, but it seems like he's the guy who got the ball rolling on this. And they're just ignoring that motion in 2017 he filed and giving this other woman, credit. And if you go through Cernovich's, and I understand a lot of people don't like him because he's on the right and he's attacking people on the left. But the thing is, he's attacking really, really bad people on the left. And anyway, he's continuing to go after Jeff Epstein's, trying to gather evidence for him. And I need to go. Please help Portland police identify this man. He's suspected of being involved in assault. There's a cash reward. Whoa. What the hell is that? Gauges in your ear? It looks like you have the lines on your face here, so you're probably in your 30s. Blonde hair, black mask. Interesting. Yeah, I don't care what hippos do. It's kind of stupid. I'm glad I'm not on Twitter. Anyway, if you look at his, no, I don't want to sign up for Twitter. Twitter is, I don't think Twitter's not evil, but what it does to people is really weird. It's those dopamine releases. Anyway, you can check out Cernovich's page, even if you don't like him. He seems to have blackmail material, Ann Coulter said of Jeff Epstein. There are cameras all over his mansion. He asked the girls to come to him and report on the sexual proclivities of all these powerful men. Interesting. Yeah, these people all need to be called out, and they all need to do some time. He, I guess in 2007, he did time. However, he did like 12 hours in jail at night and then left during the day for, I think that was a year. That's not that's an inconvenience, but it's not really a punishment. Spending, the government sucks. Spending the night in jail, all right. Girl Scouts sue Boy Scouts over trademark. Oh, you allowed the girls in, and now the Girl Scouts are being upset because they're going out of business. Reminder, Boy Scouts finally capitulated demands to allow girls to join. Now it's called Scouts. Girl Scouts remain girl only and are pissed it lost market share. But it's still a win because the goal in America is to erase boys. Yes, they are doing that. Anyway, you can check it out. He goes after Epstein's trying to gather more and more information, but it appears that nobody on the left wants to give him credit because they're just so pissed about the Guardians of the Galaxy guy, James Gunn. I admit that everyone can be petty, but there's no pettiness like the far left pettiness. And another thing, the reason this Epstein thing isn't getting a whole lot of attention is because there are all these people on the left that very heavily ties in with Bill Clinton, and probably a few other people who are very out about hating Trump. And there's a First Amendment issue with these people can't block you. Public officials are not going to be able to block you. They might be able to mute you, but they can't block you because you have the right to speak, and you also have the right to hear them speak, which raises an interesting issue. Can Twitter permanently suspend people? This is going to go to court, but I'm going to assume that no, Twitter probably cannot permanently suspend somebody because that's probably a violation of their First Amendment rights. And I know they're a private platform, but people will argue they're not really a private platform anymore because there is no competition. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. Just take a look at how petty these Mary Sue people and these left-wing people are. Anyway, liking and comment and subscribe if you're not subscribed.